Also in 1997, the Criminal Code introduced penalization by jail of the offense of the religious feelings. It is like blasphemy law. And in 1998, the Code of Family and Child Protection and the Civil Code gives ministers of 11 confessions the same right for conclusion of marriage as to civil officers. Under the concorded provisions, a so-called goods of church. The Commission is working on funding the clergy, church institutions, and church property. Decisions of this Commission are beyond control of public financial, fiscal, and justice institutions. The restitution of church property of exorbitant value does not go through the regular legal procedure, placing Catholic Church in Poland above law. So this secularization takes place with the complicity of the mainstream media and servility of a big part of intellectuals. Church imposes its morality, negative views on contraception, sex education, divorce, euthanasia, gay and lesbians, the Charter of Fundamental Rights, etc., etc. I've forgotten a very new fact. It is about a claim by the Catholic Association of Pharmacists to change the law, claim to change the law, which is supposed to guarantee to pharmacists the same rights of conscious objection as to the doctors. And you see, it is already the result of the so-called resolution of shame of the Council of Europe on the right of conscious objection. Now, pharmacists in Poland claim to have right to not to sell the contraceptives. And I would like just to say you, just to have an idea what the president of pharmacists, of the Chamber of Pharmacists is saying when asked if it will not be a violation of patient rights. So he is saying that in practice there will be no situation that, for example, the only pharmacy overnight in care, in the guard in the city will refuse to sell the contraceptives, and that not all the pharmacists will maybe start to use this objection at all at the same time. Okay, I know that there is no much time left. Still, I would like to say you to show you some very, very serious situation. Our intellectual Tadeusz Wojzieleński, who was killed by Nazi at 41, used to say that paragraph kills. And it is now I'm really back to the relationship between the law and women's rights. Paragraph kills, he said it referring to the ban on abortion in Poland between two world wars, which was the cause, the reason of many death of women performing illegal, unhealthy abortions. And this statement, paragraph kills, can be illustrated also when, with today reality. I can, for example, speak about Agata Lamczak, who was dead after she had been refused medical examination and therapy under pretext that it could have been harmful to the fetus. Or, for example, of Barbara Wojnarowska, who was refused prenatal tests even if she already had 2 disabled children. Yes, secularism and democracy, laws and democracy, equal rights to speak also.
I know.
Okay, okay. So maybe just now this dark image is not so without any light in the other side of the tunnel. We have also the secular movement in Poland, and there is a reaction, secular reaction and feminist reaction on this very conservative and very unjust laws and situation in Poland. Just to mention that the last year, young men, unknown by anybody before it, called a big demonstration in face of the presidential office by Twitter and Facebook, and in 3 days he was able to prepare a meeting of 8,000 to 10,000 people who were there to claim the secular state. No time, so just some questions. We see the process of desecularization in Poland, in Europe, and the world. It can justify raising question, is it something about the concept of secularism that we are using? Or is it the implementation which is not proper, not correct? And I would like to say that, in my opinion, the secularism model, like in France, based just on a legal system and separating just by law the church as institution and the state, is not enough. As you said, it is just a precondition. And as for me, being atheist, I think that if we are capable, if we are saying that religions are so harmful to people, and especially to women, we have to dare to speak about fighting them. I'm not speaking about fighting them by force, neither of laws, neither force physical laws, of course, but I'm speaking about the need, really big need, to raise awareness of these effects of religions and to straighten the no-religious values, and especially to fight the concept that there is no other morality than religious one, because it is the one of the main issues. We can finish with that.
Thank you, Nina. Over to you, Marie.
Okay, thanks, Elizabeth. I'm very aware of the time, so I'm going to keep it short. If we're going to talk about religion's influence on the law, I think it's important to look at the ways in which religion influences the law. And one of the ways that it does is simply by telling the politicians what to do. And for examples of that, I need to look no further than my own country, Ireland. The Irish Constitution, when it was written in the 1930s, has a special section in it that recognises the special status of the Holy Roman Apostolic Catholic Church. And they have used that on many, many occasions. There's a famous story, and I can't really remember it, but I do know that it's true, and I wouldn't doubt it. It's the story of a Dublin Archbishop meeting with the Irish equivalent of the Home Secretary, and why he was meeting with the Irish equivalent of the Home Secretary anyway, I don't know, but they did have regular meetings. And the person who minuted this meeting wrote it down, and it's sort of become a little bit of a legend, is that the Archbishop stood up, stamped his fist on the table and said, "You will do what you're told." Actually, there was an F in there. He will do what the F you're told. But they did do exactly what they were told. And because they did what they were told, contraception was illegal in Ireland until the late 1970s. When the ban was lifted on it, it may as well have stayed illegal for a long, long time. There was so much stigma. I can remember people hiding the pill with such shame, but still using it, thankfully. There's still no abortion in Ireland. Although it has gone to referendum 3 times, I have to wonder what it is that's made the Irish psyche such a way that it still insists on banning abortion under all circumstances. Couldn't have anything to do with the education system, which is completely dominated by the Catholic Church. And I can remember being taught about abortion and thinking it was the most hideous, horrendous thing in the world. There was no mention whatsoever, ever, about women or women's rights. And this was all done as because they're so pro-life. They are not pro-life. I can also remember when I was a child, women who went to state-run, state-funded hospitals. Many Catholic women, if there was any complication whatsoever, would pretend that they weren't Catholic so that they could have their babies in a so-called Protestant hospital. We call them Protestant hospitals. I don't know whether they were or not. They weren't Catholic. Anything that wasn't Catholic was Protestant. But people pretended not to be Catholic so they could go to a Protestant hospital to give birth, because if there were any complications in a Catholic hospital, not a Catholic hospital, a state hospital, the woman's life would be sacrificed in favour of the child's. And the women knew this. So they pretended not to be Catholic. And this is not pro-life, this is pro-control. And they influenced the Irish government in so many ways. They told people how to vote regularly. In churches election times, people would tell the flock how to vote. No doubt the favour being returned by the governments, who then continued to impose their dogma on everyone else, on the entire country. Ireland has changed unrecognisably in the last 20 years. It has absolutely changed incredibly. It is now, there was a time when in my lifetime, you couldn't say anything bad about the church. Now, if you say something good about the church, you're ridiculed. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying as a change in society, it's absolutely incredible how much Ireland has changed.